Hey, what's going on, guys? Homie Slayer here, coming back to you with another deck tech. This is a reloaded deck tech of my Esper control deck with heavy modifications from my earliest video, my first video of this deck. So I decided that would be a good time to go over it. So let's get started. First, we have two Thoughtseize. So one black for sorcery. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose an online card from it. That player discards that card and you lose 2 life. So, best hand attack spell in Modern. Great card all around. 2 of is just fine in the deck to help stop combo and all that good stuff. Next, we have a playset of Mana Leak. 2 casting costs. Instant, counter target spell unless they pay 3. Just good early counter spell. Next, we have for Dissipate, double blue and colorless for an instant, counter target spell. If it's countered this way, exile it instead. So, good card. Just hard counters are pretty good in Modern, I'd say. Next, we have Four Sphinx's Revelation, double blue and a white and X. You gain X life and draw X cards. Just an amazing card all around. Love this card. It's great. Next, we have 3 Heroes Downfalls, double black and colorless. For an instant, destroy target creature or planeswalker, so it deals with a lot of the major threats in Modern, from Liliana of the Veils to Tarmogoyfs, etc. So, amazing card. Dismember, 2 Phyrexian mana and 1 colorless for an instant. Target creature gets -5/-5 till end of turn. Great removal spell. Next, we have 4 Supreme Verdict, 1 blue, double white, and a colorless for sorcery. Can't be countered and destroys all creatures. So, great card. Next, we have 2 Jace, Architect of Thought, double blue and 2 colorless for 4 loyalty planeswalker, +1. Until your next turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, gets -1/-0 until end of turn. -2, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. An opponent separates them into 2 piles. You choose 1, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom. And -8 for each player. Search that player's library for a non-land card and exile it. Then shuffle that player's library. You may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. So, amazing Planeswalker. Next, we have a Gideon, ally of Zendikar. So, double white, 2 colorless, 4 loyalty Planeswalker. With a +1 till end of turn, Gideon, ally of Zendikar, becomes a 5/5 human soldier ally creature with indestructible that's still a Planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Or you can 0 him to get a 2/2 white knight ally creature token onto the battlefield. Or -4 for an emblem that gives creatures +1/+1. So, amazing Planeswalker. Just a big Planeswalker fanatic. So, I think pretty much most Planeswalkers are good. Next, we have 2 Murderous Cut, 5 mana instant with Delve, destroy target creature. So, great removal spell. 2 Terminus, put all creatures on the bottom of their owner's libraries for 6 with Miracle of 1 white. We have 2 Elspeth Sun's Champion, double white and 4 for 4 loyalty Planeswalker. +1, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. Or -3, destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. Or -7, you get an emblem with creatures you control, get +2/+2, and have flying. Next, we have a Karn Liberated. So, 7 mana Planeswalker, +4. Target player exiles a card from their hand. Or -3, exile target permanent. Or -14, restart the game, leaving exile all non-aura permanents exiled with Karn Liberated. You start the game off with those permanents. So, also, I'm sorry for the glare. Sorry, I apologize for the glare. And then, last spell in the deck, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, 8 colorless for 7 loyalty Planeswalker. +2, Ugin the Spirit Dragon deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Or -X, exile all permanents with converted mana cost X or less that is 1 or more colors. And -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So amazing, amazing card. Next, we'll go to my mana base, which is 4 mana Confluence. Pay 1 life, add a color of any color to my mana pool, so amazing mana fixing. Next, we have 3 of each of the on-color fast lands, 3 Isolated Chapel, Drowned Catacombs, and Glacial Fortress. Then we have 1 of each of our on-color shocks, so 1 Godless Shrine, 1 Watery Grave, and 1 Hallowed Fountain. Then we have 3 basic swamps, 3 basic plains, and 4 basic islands. So that was the main deck. We will go on to sideboard now. So let's just clear all this off real quick. And we'll go on to my sideboard. So for sideboard, we have 3 Leyline of Sanctity, 4 Casting Cost Enchantment. If Leyline of Sanctity is in your opening hand, you may begin with it on the battlefield. And you have Hexproof, so great card. We have 2 Duress, 1 black for sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. We have 2 Dispel, so 1 blue for an instant, counter target instant spell. Then we have 2 Negates, so blue and a colorless for an instant, counter target non-creature spell. Next, we have 2 Sanctimony, so 2 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent taps a mountain for mana, you may gain 1 life. Then we have 2 Drown in Sorrow, so double black and a colorless for sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Then scry 1. Next, you have a Blind Obedience, so 2 mana enchantment. With Extort, artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And 1 Rest in Peace, 2 mana enchantment, Rest in Peace enters the battlefield, exile all cards from all graveyards. And if a card or token would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So that was my Esper Control deck reloaded. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and couple of quick announcements. I will be trying to bring back the $10 decks and hopefully start getting some more gameplay videos. I know I haven't been recording in a long time, but I will try to get a few recordings up and hopefully you guys enjoy. So, peace.